Okay, this last video will wrap up the one page of Unit 8 and lesson 8 and lesson 9. The linking unit question is referring to what do they have in common? And in this case, Band 1 and Band 2 are two different bands, but they're both marching in rows. So rows would be the linking unit. Here we have John and Joanna planting vines. They are planting vines in the same time. So whether that time is an hour or a minute, it doesn't really say, but the linking unit is time. And the first one is drawings in a sketchbook. So the linking unit is pages in their sketchbook. So notice that we don't have to write the linking unit. We're not going to do that. That's why these are now called not rate tables, but ratio tables. What combines these two or joins Noreen and Tim is the day. And then you'd write the ratio as 2 to 5, 4 to 10, 6 to 15. This would be a ratio of band 1 to band 2, 5 to 2, 10 to 4, 15 to 6, both occurring on the same linking unit, rows, days, hours, etc. So I'm going to go back to the next page, the bottom half of page 27. So the linking unit for this first run would be days. This one would be rows. And the linking unit that joins these two tables together would be time that it takes to plant their vines. The ratio of Noreen's drawing to Tim's drawing, and this is important. Notice the order of the titles in your ratio tables and this word to. So the numbers have to follow the order of the words. And I believe Noreen was 2 and Tim was 5. So that's the ratio. Or you could have put of anyone, but we want the basic ratio, the one that where the greatest common factor is 1. The ratio of people in band 1 to people in band 2 is 5. And you can write the word 2, 7, but you can also indicate that you have a ratio with colon. So if band 1 has 15 people and band 2 has blank people on the field, this is how many rows. This is where our factor puzzle work comes in. Take this ratio from above, 5 to 7. This is band 1. This is band 2. Okay, and now if band 1 has 15 people, how many people does band 2 have? Now you have a couple of solutions here. You can look at this, I'll go a little different color. You can look at this to solve this as a factor puzzle. And you look for the greatest common factor here, and because we put our labels on the top of the columns, we're just going to use the left side and the bottom. Greatest common factor here is 1. So we'll put 5 and 7 down here. And then 15 divided by 5 is 3. 3 times 7, that means band 2 will have 21 people marching in its band. How many rows is that? That's the linking unit, and that is this factor that they have in common. So the common factor, that would be 3 rows marching in the band. John and Joanna's tomato vines are in the ratio of, and I forgot, so I have to go back to the other page, sorry, 7 to 4. So notice, even though it's, you know, from greatest to least, you still follow the order of the John to Joanna's. Okay, so John's number comes first in the ratio and Joanna's comes second. That should be the bottom half of page 7. You can pause the video at this time and go to your Think Central workbook page, and you can fill in these answers because I gave them to you, and practice storing answers in your digital workbook in Think Central. Okay, if you've paused and you're back now, this should be page 29 in your Think Central workbook. It says discuss which are ratio tables and why. Tell ratio stories for each ratio table. We're going to skip that step. We don't need to make up stories. You can do that in language arts class. And then tell what the linking unit of the column for each story. Okay, so we don't have to do the linking unit because that would mean we'd have a column here. So to see if they are ratio tables, that means the same ratio pattern has to go down both columns. Okay, so you could have a couple of options. You could do a factor puzzle. Okay, and to fill in these top blanks. The greatest common factor of either row, well, I'm going to start here, that's 1, so that's 4, and that's 7. Okay, and then working from the inside out, 8 divided by 4 is 2, 14 divided by 7 is 2, and then you can go down and consider that table. That means because this is the basic ratio, where the greatest common factor is 1, that means this column should be going up by 4s, which it is. This column should be going up by 7s, which it is, so this checks. This is a ratio table. We don't need to do the other two parts of this direction. So let's check this one. You know what? I'm going to start in the middle of the ratio table. I don't always have to start at the top row. So I'm gonna start here, see what happens. Okay. The greatest common factor of 6 and 12 is 6, which makes this 1 and this 2. And 9 divided by 1 is 9. 18 divided by 2 is 9. So that works. So that pair works. But that means this row should be going up by 3 or 1s, and this one should be going up by 5s or 2s, and that's not the case. You can see here this one's going up by 3s, so that might be a little confusing, or you could have picked this one. Even if you, well, 3s, not 1s. So you might think, well, yeah, it's a ratio table. This side's going up by 3s, but this side has to be going up in a pattern too. And from here to here, it's 7. From here to here, it's 6. From here to here, it's 2. So no, not a ratio table. If you choose to use the factor puzzle strategy to determine if it's a ratio table or not, and you start with the first 2 rows, you will see that the greatest common factor is 1, which makes this 3 and makes this 5. And yep, this one checks, but this one does not go up by 5s. Sorry for how scribbly that looks. I should have picked a highlighter color. Let's start here. Let's start in our first row. Greatest common factor is 1, so that makes this 2 and this 9 for the basic ratio. For this table, that means this column should go up by 2s and this column should go up by 9s. Whoops, this is 2 and 18 divided by 9 is 2, so that all checks out. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Absolutely, that column checks. 9, 18, 27, 37. That column checks, so yes, this is a ratio table. Moving on, using that same strategy, let's see what this table D works out. I'm going to start here. Greatest common factor is 1, working from the inside out. 2 divided by 1 is 2. 3 divided by 1 is 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 5 divided by 2 is not 2. So we can stop right there. We do not have a ratio table in table D. And this should be the top of page 29. Again, there's probably spaces for you to tell a story for each ratio table. You do not need to do that step in your notes. And is there more to page 9? A basic ratio, and this is an important thing to note, has the least possible whole numbers. In other words, that's what I was saying, where the greatest common factor is 1. That row, that row in your table, wherever the greatest common factor is 1 and it's a for sure ratio table, that row is also your basic ratio. That is where the ratio is simplified or reduced, and the only common whole number factor they have is 1. That's the definition of a basic ratio. Then you can have all other equivalent ratios. Please note how they are writing it. This would be the ratio 8 to 14 and then is equal to this ratio of 20 to 35. So if I'm going to solve this missing, we're going to solve missing ratios. They're called proportions using our factor puzzle strategy. If you're going to set up a factor puzzle, this is my hint coming up in tomorrow's lesson, that you need to write your ratios in order. So 8 is first, 14 is second. When I write the second ratio underneath, 20 is first, so that has to go into the first number, 35 is second. For all the ratio tables, use the tables to write 4 pairs of equivalent ratios. You're excused from doing that. And I think that takes us to the end of page 29 for lesson 9. So please fill in your digital workbook with these answers. And then you have homework that is due. It is in Think Central. There are 3 questions for Unit 1, Lesson 8. And there are, I think, 5 or 6 for 9. So I don't even think you have 10 questions for homework that is due tomorrow. I'll write that in here. It's also posted in Schoology on the agenda, and I have a note to make sure it's posted on your Schoology calendar. So this is your homework, lesson 8. I think there's 3 questions on this one. And Think Central, Unit 1, Lesson 9. And I think there might be like maybe 4 or 5 questions. So less than 10 questions to practice these 2 skills from these 2 lessons.